Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam.
We have breaking news to kick off the show tonight.
What?
I also said kick off the show, which I hate. What are we kicking?
You want to get the show on the road?
Oh, gross.
You want to lift the curtain?
Or if you ever hear someone say, coming up around the corner.
Oh, no,
Or
I don't.
after the turn. Or we got to pay some bills and we'll get back to you.
that one.
Stop
bills all the
that.
time.
Stop it.
Stop. It's just one of those things we got to do.
Well, how about just not even mention it? How about just, hey.
But commercials, right?
When we come back.
We all got to do them. Got to keep the lights on around here.
We're just some shoving buddies.
He really knows how to grind my gears.
Yeah, it sure does. What you should know is
stop
that
doing that. I need those.
Jesse just threw a puck at Steve's crotch. The Panago puck, actually.
Panago pizza.
What you should know is that we've been already loud and obnoxious before the show even started. So This is a good sign.
Yes.
This is a good sign. We have breaking news, and it involves the
Are we going to dump on them for half an hour again?
PK Subban
Yeah,
to
there
the
you go.
Leafs.
Yes, and that means Stamkos is coming.
Bep.
No, what happened?
They signed Kirk Muller, former assistant coach of the St. Louis Blues, to be assistant coach with them, which means, congratulations, Habs fans, you have a new assistant coach from like October through December, and then you have a new head coach. So there you go.
I can't wait till he shows up on his first day of training camp, and Michel Therrien goes, I don't like the way you coach.
I don't like the way you coach.
And plays him.
That's gotta suck.
Lets him coach 3 minutes a game. That's it.
That's gotta suck for head coaches, though, when they see a new assistant coach and it's very obviously a high-end assistant coach and very obviously their replacement.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's happening, right? Does Kirk Muller know Frenchie better? I don't know.
I think it's just going to happen. And then he's going to be, here's how they'll do it. Ready? He'll be tagged with the interim tag, right? Kirk Muller's going to take the reins for the end of the season. Then Marc Bergevin's going to pray for a turnaround. Otherwise, Bergevin's job's on their line.
And they bring back Randy Cunnyworth.
No. No, they have a turnaround, and oh my God, the team does extremely well with a non-French speaking or a non-francophone. It doesn't mean he doesn't speak French, but a non-francophone coach. And, well, we got to let him have the job now. He did great.
No, Adam, you got it all wrong. They did well with a non-francophone coach. Imagine how well they would do with a francophone coach.
Oh, you're right.
There you go. Bring back Michel Therrien.
Claude Julien may be up next summer, so
never know.
He may be.
Never
he may
know.
be. If Boston doesn't make the playoffs again,
hey,
I'm just saying.
If you win, just put a little accent on his name and say it different.
Kirk Muller is also a former Canadian.
There you go. Now, I'm glad Jesse brought that up, because does the fact that he was a former Montreal Canadian kind of supersede anything else?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He wore the jersey. If he was good enough to wear the jersey, well, there you go.
I think so, for sure.
He also played for the Leafs.
He did also play for the Leafs.
He's
I believe
great for the Leafs.
I believe he got a goal in his first game with the Leafs.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know why I remember that. I said
I don't know why you remember that either.
No, I
don't know.
I texted Habs fan / hater of the Habs, Andrew Berkshire.
Yes, he hates his team the way we hate ours.
That's absolutely true.
Like, there's so much to relate to with him.
Leafs fans should really sympathize with him. I texted him, do you actually like this Habs move? And he said, it's a shame we're on the radio portion, holy S, Muller, yes! And I go, congrats, there's your new head coach. He goes, F, I'm actually excited. This is so annoying now, which is the most Andrew Berkshire reaction ever. Because now he's optimistic. Now he's happy. This is how I felt.
Would you say he's happy?
Oh, that was bad.
What? Come on.
Wow.
I want to be happy.
I was thinking about new T-shirt ideas, and we need one that's just, oh, Adam. Adam.
I think that was great. Okay?
On the back of the shirt,
it was
me
a
with my-
bonito comment. You might say. Hey, so quick rundown of yesterday's game. Because we're getting recaps from everywhere. You know, the Pittsburgh Penguins are up 2-0.
Yes.
We're going back to San Jose now. What are your thoughts about last night and going into Game 3 quickly?
Martin Jones is pretty good, eh?
Mm-hmm. He's okay.
He's pretty good.
I mean, he's in the Stanley Cup, whatever.
I mean, whatever. He's the reason this series is, it's 2-0 Penguins. But he's the reason that they're not getting blown out. Am I right? I'm trying to, Sharks fans, I'm trying.
Am I right in feeling that Los Angeles may have made the wrong choice last summer in goaltenders?
Adam, how dare you?
Because I know how loyal Dean Lombardi is to his players. I get that. We saw that with Mike Richards. Should have been bought out, wasn't bought out, and then Mike Richards let him down again. We all know the story. I feel like they could have got more for Jonathan Quick because you could have fleeced a team who fell in love with his resume rather than his recent play, and B, you cost a lot less when your name is Martin Jones rather than Jonathan Quick.
Well, when you cost less like Martin Jones did, you can get more. See, I disagree. I don't think they could have got more for Quick.
Fair.
Because his contract, that's a lot. I'm not saying it's unfair or too much or whatever, but it's a lot. It's a lot of money. Martin Jones, that's cheap. Nice and cheap, and they got a first-round pick for him. The Leafs got their conditional pickup bumped up to a third for Reimer.
Right.
And I'm not saying Reimer is quite Martin Jones. I don't know. But they got a first for Martin Jones. However, they parlayed that first into Milan Lucic. Is that fair? Was that the right move? I'm not sure.
I also don't think you can trade your starting goaltender when you're trying to win a cup.
There's that. Unless
I don't know,
you're the
Pittsburgh.
Canucks.
Unless you're Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, there's that, too. I just had to take a shot at the Canucks. I just had to.
Well, Pittsburgh's the obvious one.
Man, I had Columbus Blue Jackets fans back on my side, and I just buried them again today. I guess we'll get to that later.
We will get to Jack Johnson slagging Phil Kessel in the next segment, actually.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
It is interesting.
But in the meantime, so Martin Jones
Game
is good.
2. Yes, Martin Jones is good. I think the Sharks are going to get the series back under control, though. Because if Martin Jones is that good on the road, I can only imagine how good he'll be at home. The Penguins' speed that is just killing the San Jose Sharks. I wonder if it'll be just as effective on the road. I doubt it. I mean, the whole home ice advantage thing, even feeding off the crowd's energy, I don't think they're going to quite be able to do that. Sharks are going to slow the game down a bit, and when they can do that, Joe Thornton can go to work, Joe Pavelski can go to work, Logan Couture can win a face-off, and I think it's entirely possible we go back to Pittsburgh with a 2-2 series.
Cool.
I mean, the Sharks are there for a reason.
Yep.
I think the Penguins have looked way better in both games, but they only won both games by 1 goal. And they needed overtime for one of them.
So can we get to what's really interesting about the NHL right now?
What is that?
And it certainly is not the Stanley Cup
What
Final.
Leaf prospect will this segment be about?
Actually, you know what? I do want to, before we actually get to what's very interesting in the NHL right now that I don't think enough people are talking about, I just want to throw this number at you. $2.51 million. What am I talking about?
An amount of money I would like to have.
That's correct, but not the answer I'm looking for. Jesse, guess.
The amount of money Adam Wild has.
Close. No, I'm kidding.
I think I know the answer.
What is it?
I think it is the amount of people who watch Game 2.
You are bang on correct, sir.
I have Twitter. I read things.
Here's another number.
Oh.
$6.35 million.
Oh, boy. I know the answer to this.
You saw this?
I did see this.
Jesse, did you see this?
I believe I know where this is going.
This is the ratings for American Ninja Warrior on the same night.
Oh, okay. 90,000.
No, $6.35 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, to be fair,
hockey.
NBCSN is a premium sports channel. American Ninja Warrior is on just on NBC. But it goes back to the silliness that we were talking about a couple episodes ago with Tampa Bay and we've mentioned it before, but the agreement in the States, they could have gone with, I believe, ESPN. Could they not have?
I think it was ESPN and they went with Versus.
Right, because Versus paid more, but Versus appeals to less people.
Has less people. Versus.
Yeah, it's not ESPN and not even Fox. Like, it's not even Fox Sports. So this is sort of the problem with the NHL is that it's not exposed to enough people. And you can't expect NBCSN to outrate NBC at any point because everybody has NBC. However, that's got to be, I would say alarm bells are ringing there.
Yeah, but I would like to know, like, is 2.51 million bad?
Apparently it's much better than it used to be.
Yeah, like that. Well, in Canada, that'd be pretty much spectacular because there's just
if you
there's
had
not
a
as many
Canadian
people
team
here.
in the Stanley Cup Final, especially if it was like the Leafs or something,
You'd get that.
You get that
You'd
for sure.
get that.
But you have to remember, Canada is 10 times less big.
10 times less big, Adam?
Yes.
That's
Divisible by 10.
That is what it is.
Population of California is the size of
Canada.
So there
Wow.
you go.
Wow.
And we have 4 million people watching the Blue Jays, by the way.
Yes.
4 million.
No, it was up to 5 actually.
Oh, there you go.
5 point something is the record for.
But that's
sports
national interest, right?
1 in every 7 Canadians was watching it when the Jays were taking on Kansas City.
That's unbelievable. Imagine how much higher it would be if there weren't any watch parties. Just imagine.
Right?
Just imagine.
Right?
It's probably somewhere around 13.
Yeah.
I think last year the Jays set the entire top 5 for TV ratings. It's stupid.
What do you mean the entire top 5?
Like the
In
the
television in
records are
Canada.
like 5.2 by the Blue Jays, 5.1 by the Blue Jays,
Oh.
Yeah.
4.7 by the Blue Jays.
And normally the Grey Cup
Wow.
does really, really
Yeah.
well. And it
does.
people watch the Grey Cup, Adams.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
our Reddit page hates me right now
Who's
because
playing in the Grey Cup?
Because I said that CFL teams have a 1 in a 4.5 shot of making it to the Grey Cup, and I truthfully said that, and it's true. It's
so
true.
does Team Canada when they play in the Olympics in hockey.
So that's the argument, right?
You have no defense for that.
So-
Same odds, Adam.
Except that, yes, Team Canada. No, Team Canada would have a 1 in 5 shot because I believe there's 10 teams in that. So not only is that not true, mathematically speaking, because you know how exact I am, but also Olympics, CFL. Anyone ever mentioned the two of those in the same sentence?
Imagine you trained you trained your whole life and you went through college so you could make the Olympics, but you fall just short. But it's okay because you make the next Olympics.
Not the next Olympics 4 years later. You're talking about Olympics Part 2.
I don't know. I'm just trying to rile up CFL fans.
Olympics
it's not
2.
my cup of tea. I'm sure it's very entertaining.
It's like
Shut up. Here's a scarf. Go Argos.
Olympics 2. We're okay.
Olympics 2. Olympics 2? That's what it should be called.
No, okay.
It should be called Olympics 2. This is here also.
This is also here. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Adam, tell us why the CFL is a bad league.
Are we going into this?
Tell
Okay.
us.
The
Tell
NHL
us why the CFL is lacrosse.
Oh my God.
Why is the
Wrong with
CFL?
There's nothing wrong with
Does
the
the
CFL.
C stand for curling?
Okay, here's my
And does
question.
the L stand
CFL
for
fans,
lacrosse?
why are you so defensive? If I were to say something,
Because you're from Alberta.
yeah, really,
Sorry. I'm just tying in all of the show jokes.
xenophobic, sir.
It-
Actually, not really. Not really. It's like regophobic. I don't know what that is. Like regional.
I think that's fear of Regis Philbin.
I have that. Something about him.
Oh, do you, Adam?
The guy doesn't age. There's
What?
something about that. He's got a cryo chamber. I swear.
That's
He must.
Are you an Argos fan, Adam?
Am I an Argos fan? I am more a Stamps fan than I'm an Argos fan.
Okay.
for all the people who only ever listen on the radio. This is usually what the rest of the show sounds like.
Whatever. I lived in Calgary. The Stampeders fans are nuts. They're great. Saskatchewan, nothing ever rivals Saskatchewan. We know. Blah 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 blah. I'm just saying. You've won the championship 4 times, and you have a 1 in 4 shot at making it every year.
I love when Adam-
What's your excuse, Saskatchewan?
I love when Adam's being genuine and heartfelt. All right, I'm sorry, blah blah. You're really cool and all that
Insert
garbage.
this here.
Whatever.
Can I go now? Dad.
Can we talk about what's really interesting about the NHL that no one's really talking about?
So, last year, Game 1 had a 4.2 rating.
Who was in the Stanley Cup Final last
Chicago
year?
won, and they played.
The Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm sure Chicago accounted for 89% of that.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this year, Game 1 was 2.8.
But a 4 point
So-
something share, I don't even know what that translates to in millions.
4.2 million.
Oh, 4.2 million.
Yeah, they're overnight.
Whoa.
Yeah. So,
Now-
and they're down to a 2.8.
Game 7,
Well,
though.
it is two smallish markets.
Or sorry, game 1 though was on the same night as Thunder Warriors. And like I'm a hockey fan, first, second, and third. Basketball can be fourth if it wants. And I was really, really, really interested in that game.
Which was an 11.2 that night.
Jeez, eh? That's
Hey, what network do they run on?
that was on
YTV.
TNT, actually.
TNT?
Yeah.
Oh, TNT.
Amazing, yeah. Next year it'll be what network?
ESPN?
Huh, interesting.
Tonight's-
Interesting when you put it on an accessible network, how easy that happens.
Tonight's
Adam?
game 1 will be on ABC, which every household in the world has ABC.
Yep.
So
And this is why it's good to have the way we have it up here. Although we do have it on premium sports channels. Sportsnet is one of them. We also have it on City, which everybody has, and it's a lot easier to watch hockey up here. I think that's why the ratings are so high. We've made it easy to watch hockey up here. And we didn't for a while make it easy to watch baseball. It's been pretty easy for a while. We didn't make it easy to watch basketball for a long time. It's easy to watch basketball now. Soon as the NHL, I'm sure the NHL knows this. Soon as this deals up, whenever their deals up with Versus, I'm sure that they'll go to something like if it's not ESPN, it'll be Fox Sports.
Is Versus
1.
even still a thing?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they folded as a.
So I don't. Who would
network.
run it now then?
So now
Mostly.
NBC still has the rights, and they run it on whatever the other channel is.
Well, and I guess
The other channel.
I guess if the NHL is making their money anyway, right? Because you sign a contract, the network pays you, you're fine.
I mean, can we explore the fact that maybe that there just aren't that many people who like hockey down there? Like, you got Sidney Crosby.
I just don't think that's the case fully. I mean, I agree with you. Is it going to be bigger than basketball, football, or baseball? No.
Well, it's got
Not this generation.
It can't be that the most popular team or one of the top 3 popular teams doesn't make the final. It's a disaster. Like, we can't just have Chicago play the Rangers every year. You know, it's at some point, you know, it is what it is. What did they?
Or
do they
is it-
just cry when Calgary played the Lightning? Is that what
But
happened?
that's the point. Like,
Edmonton and Carolina.
this is
what a
why.
barn burner.
That's my point, though. You sometimes.
Anaheim and Ottawa. Sorry. Wow, they went on a run.
In the interest of growth, you've got to make it accessible. You got to make it easy. And I think the NHL, if it wants to grow in this new era, especially because we are
This
in
new
a,
what?
well, it's a new era.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was like, what? What did I miss? If it wants to grow, we're in a renaissance of sorts, not to quote Kanye West, but I guess I am, in terms of the way we are consuming entertainment, right? The internet has changed
What was
everything.
your
We all
quote
know that.
of
And
Kanye?
Kanye did say that. He said we're in a
What-
renaissance. On
oh,
Ellen.
okay.
He said it on Ellen.
I didn't know that.
She asked him one question and he talked for 6 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Like he just kept going.
I quote Kanye from his albums. Adam quotes Kanye from Ellen.
Ellen, which, if you would like a great, like, what's the difference between Adam and Jesse?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it
Jesse's all
is.
like, hurry up with my damn croissant. And I'm like, renaissance. But he's right in the sense that everything that our parents did, we don't do anymore. Everything that we did 10 years ago, we don't do anymore. And I think the NHL would benefit from being a little bit more mobile when it comes to the way that it allows its viewers to consume media. Instead of following people, I think the NHL should look at ways with the broadcasters as partners to make it easier, for a viewer to go, wow, they're really trying to reach me. Because if a fan feels like the league's truly invested in them, and I think NBA fans definitely do. I think NFL fans are like, yeah, we know you don't care. We're gonna watch anyway, but we know you don't
are
care.
dollar signs.
I feel like
thank you for the pink jersey.
I feel like if you've got some goodwill between the two, and you make it easy to, I think people will watch more.
Now, are we overthinking this a bit?
Probably.
Is it entirely possible that most people don't consume sports like that? The way they actually consume sports is they plunk themselves down in a chair after a day of work or hanging out with friends or whatever it is, and they go, what's on? And they flip through the channels and they see, okay, we could watch game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Well, we know the award's not going to happen today. Neither team is going to get eliminated. Or do we want to watch game 7 of the Golden State Warriors taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder? It's great no matter who wins. Either the Thunder defeat the seemingly undefeatable Warriors or the Warriors complete a comeback that only 9 teams before them have. It's a good game. Like, it's a good. I went to game 1 for Pittsburgh San Jose, and it was fantastic, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But that's me.
Right.
NHL has no problem with me. They have all my dollars.
Yeah.
It's the casual fan, and I don't know. Like, can we really? Is that a one-off? Like, did the NHL just run into a couple tough competitors? Is Ninja Warrior on every night, or is that like an annual
I have
thing?
no idea.
I don't
It's on
think
a
it
lot.
is.
It's on a
I'm
lot.
pretty sure it's a weekly show.
Oh, it is? Never mind. Well, even still, weekly. I only see it once a week. Once a week. I don't know. I'm just
It's
trying to be devil's
literally a
advocate here.
jungle gym. It's literally like I'm a teacher and I'm going to do a jungle gym.
It's a jungle gym I can't do.
No, for sure. I get that. But I'm just saying, how is it? Steve, you're defending American Ninja Warrior right now.
What are you doing?
I can't do it.
I would like to see that, teacher.
Sure, like watching people do the
But
same
that's
course
how
over
most
and
people
over.
consume it. They look and they go, wow, where'd he learn to do that? There was a guy who won last year, a couple years ago. He's a waiter. And the whole time I'm like, now where did he learn to climb on rocks like that? Is there a rock wall in the lunchroom? What is this establishment that he waits at on a mountain? How does he know how to do that? Has he ever fallen in? Did he break a rib?
This is nice insight
How long
into how
did
your
it take
mind
him
works.
to recover from that? Yeah, my mouth has a southern drawl, or my
Yeah.
mind has a southern drawl for
At all
some
times.
reason. Yeah, you imagine?
right.
The Leafs are driving me crazy.
Just to clear up some loose
I
things.
like free things.
So Versus was from 2006, 2012, and then they folded Versus and they launched NBC Sports Network. So it's the same channel, except different name. NBC Sports Network.
And the same problem sort of persists.
Yes.
Maybe. You could argue maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Undercover Boss did a 4.4.
Jeez. To be fair,
Last
Undercover
night.
Boss does appeal to more people than the NHL does.
Undercover Boss.
I will
might
give it that.
be-
It might be the most
I
fake
can't-
show on television.
Okay, you go ahead and get sued, Adam.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I said it might be, allegedly.
That's true. There are situations where I would believe Undercover Boss is the most unbelievable fake piece of scripted crap. The Kardashians think that show is scripted too much. Oh my God. And then I watched one where this guy was like stealing wine casks and oh man, he's stealing this and he's smoking and then they crash the golf cart. And I'm like, you caught all this mayhem in
tape.
20 seconds of tape? Holy smoke. It's like that. What's that other show? Pickers? Or where they go and
American Pickers?
they open the door and they're just like, here's an antique that Abraham Lincoln fashioned himself in a well when he was trapped down there. It's not well documented because most people don't know he was trapped in a well, but here's the book also that documents it. Value at over $2.4 million.
But I'm going to try to get it for $200.
Yeah.
And the best part
And they
about
sell
that
it to
is-
the bald guy from the other scripted show.
And it's literally like a poor old guy who's saving all this junk, who's a hoarder. He's a hoarder, and then they're trying to undercut him. He's like, if you could give me $250, that'd be good. Oh, that's a little high. I might have to walk away from that. Sells it for $2,400.
I would like a brand new Sidney Crosby. Well, I'll give you a Connor Sheary for it.
Right. Or a Casey Zizekas contract.
See, Adam, I was trying to bring it back to the Penguins.
I know.
All right.
And you brought up an Islander.
I know. I'm sorry.
One
Or
more
a former
thing.
Mississauga
Jesse's
St.
just
Mike's
throwing the
major.
whole show, by the
One
way.
more thing.
Jesse's leading the charge here. I'm just going along with it.
At 9 p.m. on Wednesday night,
Jesse is leader of the Lemmings.
there's a rerun.
Leroy Lemmings. Just
One more thing.
All right.
At 9 p.m. on CBS, there's a rerun of Criminal Minds.
Oh, you're
What?
not competing with that.
What is the rating?
Who's the guy? Who's the main guy on Criminal Minds?
I don't know.
isn't it Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No. Oh my God. Okay.
No,
Okay, keep going. Go. Sorry.
So
Repeat that.
What do you think the rating is for a rerun of Criminal Minds at 9 p.m. on CBS on a Wednesday night?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go with like 19 million.
That's aggressive.
I can
Okay,
say I
I'm
can
gonna go
see
24 million.
I could see 8 or 9 million.
They got a 4.7.
So that's 4.7 million.
4.7 million.
Oh wow.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, do you think that many people are actually so passionate about Criminal Minds where they're like, I gotta turn this on? Or do you think they just turn their television on and, you know, open a big old bag of chips, crack a beer, and go, what's on today?
I have you ever seen Shamar Moore topless?
I'm not sure who Shamar Moore
Shamar
is.
Moore is the tall, handsome dude on that show.
Oh, is that the guy who wasn't he on like Young and the Restless or something?
He might have been.
I don't watch TV
I don't
unless
care
it's
who you
Sportsnet.
are and what you are.
I only watch the quality programming on Sportsnet, Adam.
If you want to go up against Shamar Moore,
That is, yeah, I know who that is.
if you want to go up against Shamar Moore, you will lose. Shamar Moore is beautiful. He's a beautiful man.
Should Sidney Crosby play topless?
He's not Shamar
I
Moore,
think
so no.
Sidney Crosby could learn a lot from Shamar Moore's work ethic. Frankly. Also his abs.
Oh my God. Okay. We got to take a break. When we come back,
Will the Lightning trade Lamar Moore?
Shamar.
I don't care. I don't know any other Shamars.
That's why you should remember this one. He's the memorable Shamar that you know now. Okay? So when we come back, we're going to talk about the most interesting thing in the NHL that nobody really is talking about. And we still aren't talking about it yet either because
You
somebody
teased that
keeps
20
throwing
minutes ago.
Grenades at our segment, Jesse. You're supposed to be the producer, not the grenader. Okay? We'll be right back. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
I'm sorry.
Steve Dangle
Sorry.
Podcast.
So I always like to envision our radio audience, the podcast audience. I know what you guys are doing. You're chilling on a beach. Maybe you're riding the bus. I don't know. I know it's all from what you tweet me, okay?
Yeah. Somebody was walking through Italy the other day listening to us and sent me a picture.
Very cool. Now, the radio, though, 99% chance you're in your car. Okay? You're probably in your car. Or you're listening on television for some reason, like someone texted me. Because that's what you do with the radio. You listen on television. The one thing I always worry about with radio shows, you ever hear a really boring overnight radio show and going, this show is legitimately endangering drivers. They might fall asleep.
Yeah. I don't think they're that. I think are you saying we're keeping people safe?
I'm saying, yeah, we're definitely keeping people safe, either by going from topic to topic to topic every 8 seconds, or just keeping people alive with pure hatred of us.
Could be. Either or. I'm good with it. We're keeping the roadways safe.
While we're at it, before we move on to our next topic, your favorite sports team sucks. There you go.
Wow. Steve Dangle, everyone.
Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you.
Steve_Dangle on Twitter if you want to send your hate.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing that I've been trying to get to for the last good part of an hour.
I thought that was it.
This was how I wanted to lead the show off, and it's a headline. It's a headline from Sportsnet.ca today, and it says NHL Deputy Director calls Peter Karmanos' family lawsuit a family squabble. Do you know anything about the Karmanos family lawsuit, and do you know who Peter Karmanos is?
He, I believe, is the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes?
Correct. A
So I
team
know
valued
about
at
that much.
$250 million, by the way.
Now, is he not going through a very messy divorce? Is that what it is?
This one actually has to do with his 3 sons. I can't speak to his divorce, but I'm going to explain this to you.
Okay, no, I might just be entirely wrong.
Yeah, no, you might be right. I just don't know. I don't know. So here's what Karmanos. Here's the issue. So Karmanos is said to have borrowed millions of dollars from trusts promised to his sons in order to fund the Hurricanes. So in order to pay for the Hurricanes, he borrowed money from trust money that was supposed to go to his sons. Okay. And in trust, the way the trust fund works is you pass away, and then a certain amount of time passes, or bang, right away you get the money from whoever entrusted it to you.
Okay.
He is he's former CompuWare CEO, by the way. He's been trying to sell his majority stake in the Hurricanes for well over a year already. Okay. He wrote a loan and agreed to pay interest on the trusts. So by borrowing against the trusts meant for his sons, he was going to pay interest on the loans on the money that he's bequeathing to them.
Yes.
It's his money.
So that's like your dad saying, I'm going to give you $5,000 after I die. But actually, I put it in trust for you, but I want to, and I can't touch it, but I actually kind of want access to it.
Yeah.
And I'll give you $6,000 if you let me have it right now, and then I'll give it to you back.
Okay.
Okay. So he's trying to sell, again, he's trying to sell his majority stake in the Hurricanes.
Surprising he can't do that. Such a great hockey team.
He agreed to pay interest using installments until June 29th, 2022, or 1 year after his death. A lawsuit filed last Tuesday reads, on or about April 21st, Peter III, as in his child, his son, sent his father a notice of default on the balance of the principal and interest on the June 2013 note, as in the loan. So he didn't make his payment. So
But-
his
Sorry.
Okay, so now your dad, so now you're mad because your dad missed the interest payment on the loan that he's supposed to pay back to you of his own money that he gave to you.
Yeah, like what is a trust?
Well, trust, you don't have access to it until the person's gone, usually.
No, but a trust is something you set up to hopefully give your kids a better future,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So if there's no money there, I think the kid has a right to be upset. How are they able to sue their dad?
Because he set it up legally, they signed all the papers, and they gave him access to his money. Because when you put it in trust, it's not yours anymore. It's just sitting there,
It's
and
the trust.
a holding company holds on to it. That's how it works. So now he borrowed against the trust, which was his money in the first place, and now he missed a payment. Or several payments. I'm not really 100% sure because I don't know legalese that well. I'm doing my absolute best to explain this. And if you're a financial lawyer and you're shaking your head right now, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Basically, he said it sent his father a notice of default on the balance of principal, as in the loan itself, and the interest on June 2013. Well, sorry, from the June 2013 note. Okay, so it was issued in 2013. He's not made the payments. Karmanos' sons claim their father failed to timely cure such defaults, and accordingly, on or about May 25th, the entire balance of the June 2013 note would become immediately due and payable. As in, now, Steve, you're suing your father because he didn't make his payment. Now you're saying to him, "Oh yeah, you didn't make your payment on the 5,000, actually on the 6,000 that you actually owe me because you borrowed 5,000, but you're going to pay me 6,000 back because of the interest. Now you owe me the whole damn thing right now."
It's okay. So there was really good. Does
that make sense?
No, it makes sense, and there was a really good backstory there, Adam. So we know Peter Karmanos is the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes. What career have his sons taken? What's their job? How do they make money other than suing their father?
Good question. I have no idea. But they obviously have great lawyers. By the way, there's 3 of them.
Paid for by their dad!
3 lawyers. Would you like to know?
Oh my God. I'd be like, okay, once it was settled, congratulations on the last dollar you will ever see from me.
Yes.
What sons? Puh. Are you kidding me?
Can you imagine? So your
I-
dad can't make the payment. He's trying to sell this asset off, which is the Hurricanes. And
That's house money, you little brats.
can't get it out the door fast enough. So now
Oh
you're going
my
to call
God.
his loan on the trust fund that you don't even have access to until at least 2022 or the year after he dies. So it's either 2022 that they get the money or it's the year after he dies. So they're calling the loan right now. And here's the best part.
Imagine having such an awesome life that situation
happens.
happens and you feel betrayed by it. Like you feel like the world owes you something. Oh, it makes me want to puke.
So here's the best part. Would you like to know how much money?
Oh, friggin', let's make up a number that they use in like Futurama. $1 billion.
$105 million.
Like, are you on drugs? Are you on drugs?
105.
Are you on such expensive drugs?
They want $105 million now. So when he sells the Hurricanes, that money's basically going back to the trust fund.
Like, are they characters from like an Al Pacino movie or something like that? How do you ask for that kind of money from anyone, much less your dad with a straight face?
3 sons. One of them's even named after him.
Oh,
Peter the Third. He's the 3rd Peter.
my dear God.
And that isn't even the best part, guys.
What's the net worth of the Carolina Hurricanes?
$250 million.
Okay.
That's what they're valued at.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what they're actually worth, but that's what the value is.
Okay.
So here's the best part. It is not even the best part about this story. And I love this. I love this story. The best part about this story is not the 3 sons calling their dad's loan payment on his own money. That's not the best part of this story. You ready for the best part of this story, boys? The best part of this story is the NHL's reaction to it.
Oh no. You are not allowed to set up a watch party outside the courthouse. You're not allowed to bring lawn chairs and edible things. I don't know, Adam. God, again, like, thank goodness there's all this legal garbage to talk about and not hockey.
I know.
You know, sometimes it's nice to get a break from hockey and just, talk about legal proceedings amongst millionaires.
Well, it's interesting. Because it's drama. This is straight. If you wrote
Disgusting.
this for a movie, it wouldn't work because people wouldn't believe it, right? And the best part, like I said, is the NHL's reaction to it. What did I say? Do you remember what I said about the NHL headline?
No, I forget.
Okay.
Sorry, I was too blown away by
The headline
thinking anyone in this world owes you, 30-something million each.
This is how the NHL responded to it. I view the public litigation, and this is Bill Daly, Deputy Commissioner. I view the public litigation to be more along the lines of a family squabble than anything that would raise material concern for the league in or of itself. You have to understand the entire situation, and we're obviously, on the whole, comfortable with the entire situation of what's going on in Carolina.
I turned down an opportunity to interview Bill Daly a few months ago.
You did?
Yeah. I'm pretty glad.
Why?
I
would love to talk to him.
No, not interested. Not interested. I want to hear about the game. I don't want to hear about this garbage. I don't. How do you say that's just a family squabble with a straight face and mean it? How am I going to get a genuine response out of a person like that? And it wouldn't have been for Sportsnet, by the way. Like, it wouldn't have been like journalistic. That I could have maybe had some fun with that. It would have been. I think it was for a conference for some school. I forget which one. And it wouldn't have been within my best interest or the interest of the students attending if I really grilled him on the NHL stuff I want to grill him on. But like, it's so gross.
To defend Bill Daly, what else is he going to say? We're uncomfortable with this.
This is what I'm
bad?
saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying, Brooksy.
He has to say that. The other thing that is interesting
Barf.
is the response to the Hurricanes attendance record, because whoever did this interview said, listen, they were last in attendance last year, about 80% full, 12,500 people showing up every game. And he said, and I quote,
Who said this? Bill?
This. So they asked him what his thoughts were on that, on the Carolina Hurricanes being last in the NHL in attendance. First words out of his mouth were, someone has to be.
Is Bill the media guy for the Buffalo Bills? Is that why he's named Bill?
Now, he did say, he goes, in terms of their individual team finances or how it relates to league distributions, I'm not in a position to get into that. Again, he could have just
Imagine
said...
the magical stuff I could have got out of him, Adam.
Oh,
Imagine the magical, genuine answers I could have got.
I don't doubt that Bill Daly is a very interesting guy. But what else is he going to say? But at the same time, you can't say that something like that is a family squabble and that's it. It's $105 million, guys.
It's just a bunch of people with more money than I'll ever know what to do with or ever see in my entire life, pissing it away and doing nothing with it. You know what's going to be great is when all three of these spoiled brats, get their 30-something million each and then donate it all to some African village.
I hope that's what they do.
Well,
I know they won't.
Why? What did you think they were going to do with it? Piss it away and spend it on sports cars? Is that what you thought?
I had an inkling. But
how dare you, Adam? No, they're all going to give it to sick kids and Easter seals, and they're going to, skate to great.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
And they're not going to be like selfish jerk all about himself, Marshawn Lynch, and go down to Haiti and actually build homes with his bare hands in his first several months of retirement. No, I mean, why would they do that? Because Marshawn Lynch is just such a, he's just an all about him jerk.
He's only here so he won't get fired. Or fined. Not fired. Anyway, that whole situation to me is just fascinating. You got three sons suing their dad for his money that he gave to them. And then you've got the league going, we're fine with it. And somebody had to finish last in attendance. That's just, there's no other way to look at that other than this is all breathtaking. This is all breathtaking.
Here's something else fun. He has 4 other kids. What are they up to? Getting ready to sue?
They're up to
I guess he didn't borrow against their trust fund.
I guess so.
Woo! It's house money. It's house money. I don't have a trust fund. I would love to have one. I certainly don't feel like I'm owed one or deserve one.
When I'm with you, I trust that I have fun.
Adam. Oh, Adam. You know what? We make the Oh Adam t-shirts. That is our trust.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
And we send one for free to Peter Carmanos. And you know what? Maybe he's a huge jerk too. You know, if you set up a trust fund for your children, I mean, you should kind of say peace out to that money and not take from it. Mm-hmm. You put that there for a reason.
So you know what you don't do?
That's not your savings account. That's not an account from which you can take funds for funsies and other things.
Well, yeah, the thing
that's
is,
a trust fund that you set up for your children. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not totally cool that he did that. I get it.
They did allow him to do that, though. They had to sign off on it.
How? Do you ever just sit back? You ever just sit back and think about some of the systems, some of the ways society works, and go, there's 7 billion of us. A lot of us live in democracies. At what point do we just take a few things that are normal in our society and crumple them up and scrap them? A lot of that is in the legal system. Mm-hmm. They have to sign off on money that's not theirs. I don't get it. I don't understand.
No, legally, it will be theirs.
It's broken. That's broken. That's broken. Explain that to a kid, explain that to an alien visiting Earth for the first time, they'd go, you're all madmen, crazy people, we're going to nuke your planet. It's irredeemable. I don't understand. I don't understand that that's the way the system works, and I don't understand that there are people so warped that they take advantage of the fact that it works that way. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it, and I hope I never understand it. Oh my God.
Pretty ridiculous. But this is why I brought it up. Because it is a very interesting story.
I hate everyone involved. I hate everyone. Peter Carmanos, his stupid kids, the NHL, Carolina Hurricanes, and while we're at it, the Hartford Whalers.
For being there.
And while we're at it, Ron Francis.
How dare you?
And Jeff Sanderson.
Ron Francis is a saint.
And you know what?
And Rod Brindamore, too.
He played for them. I'm gonna throw it out there. Nick Kiprios.
Whoa.
There you go, buddy. Take that.
Well, I'm sure Kipper's up at 1 a.m. listening to this.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know, you know.
He downloads after.
Oh, yeah. He's a podcast listener. He's not the radio listener, right? Oh, my God.
I don't get it.
Do you want to hear some more ridiculous news? Before we have to go.
I don't know.
Quick story.
That's giving me heart palpitations. My neck hurts.
Quick story. Anaheim and Calgary still looking for head coaches.
Yes.
One of the guys they interviewed this week, confirmed by Elliot Friedman, so you know it's true, Randy Carlyle.
Randy.
And the best part about this, gentlemen, is that in Calgary, he's not really so much of a candidate. In Anaheim, he's definitely much more of a candidate because Bob Murray and the Carlyle family and the Murray family were very close. Mm-hmm. Bob Murray didn't want to fire him in the first place when he fired him. Interesting.
Why did he get fired?
I guess they felt like at the time they had to, maybe because of external pressure, and it put a strain on the relationship, but apparently that's been mended. Randy Carlyle may just be the coach of the Anaheim Ducks next year.
I do need to address something. I should address something. Now,
and be real quick about it because we're running out of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I vowed to give money to a local charity of the team that was responsible. The last team that the Ducks lost to, causing them to fire Bruce Boudreau and hire Randy Carlyle, thus giving the Leafs a draft pick. Now, that is obviously impossible. That can't happen now.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been tweeting me and whatever going, so Boudreau got fired after the Nashville series, so you got to give money to Nashville. So I know the thing I originally agreed to can't actually happen, so there's got to be some sort of situation where I can give money to a local charity in Nashville, and then what, Anaheim or Calgary? Or whoever hires Randy? I don't know. How do I make good on this?
Just give a charity in the city that Randy gets hired in. Give them money.
But what of Nashville?
You get someone to buy you a ticket to the game. You fly down there for free, and you go see the game and have a great time.
That's a charitable donation.
I like what Jesse said. And you know what? If you agree to this and then you don't buy me the ticket, I'm going to sue you. You owe me season seats now. I know I didn't do anything to earn that ticket, but you owe me big with interest.
And my lawyer will be in touch.
Click.
But
that has nothing to do with this podcast. That's a friend squabble there.
Yeah, that's a mere squabble. And listen, there's a race every year. Somebody's got to finish last. Just because you finish last doesn't mean you should be concerned about it. Look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, come on, right? Am I right?
I mean, they were really close to the Stanley Cup. You know, someone's got to finish last.
Yep.
Right?
Someone did.
They finished, 20 points back of a playoff spot? 25 points?
Yeah.
I mean, someone's got to finish last year.
Exactly. And it was us this year. It was our year.
You know what? They lost Game 7 against Boston, but, someone had to lose. Right? Someone had to lose.
Now, we got to go. This podcast is brought to you by Panago Pizza. In the download section, we're getting to why Jack Johnson slagged Phil Kessel years ago at the draft combine, which is really, really interesting. Plus some other silly things about Team USA. And, we also have some audio from our favorite radio host in the Americas, Mike Francesa, and I won't even name his name, Double M, Eminem, because he doesn't deserve to make it on the radio up here.
Wow. So he's twice as good as Mario Lemieux.
Yes.
Online only portion.
Steve, you wanted to lead this.
I do, with a couple things.
Okay.
One, a tweet from Andrew Berkshire. Doesn't realize that he's tweeting us as we're recording. He tweeted, Montreal has Kirk Muller. Yeah. Not like St. Louis.
Did he actually tweet that?
He did.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah, and he even put YUH to emphasize the yeah. Also, while we were recording, the Florida Panthers, let's try that again. Florida Panthers have new jerseys. Do we want to see?
They got some devils.
What might be... I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
They got new jerseys.
Oh, Jesse!
Oh.
The less popular shirt. The less frequently occurring
By the way,
shirt.
the Oh Jesse shirt would sell way better.
I don't think anybody would buy it.
Way
'cause it
better.
wouldn't be true. Nobody ever says it.
No, but it would be different because of his amazing peanut butter velvet voice.
True.
It'd be, oh, Jesse.
Jesse.
So you guys
Jesse.
want to keep saying that so somebody can loop it and
damn,
make a little
Jesse.
video out of it?
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Jesse. Here, wait,
Jesse.
Adam, shh. Oh, Jesse. There you go.
All right.
Now it's out there. These are their jerseys. What do we all think?
Actually?
Well,
Do they play in Europe now?
that does have a bit of a European feel. Adam, what do you think?
The Switzerland Panthers?
I liked their jerseys the way they were.
Yeah.
I like the logo the way it was. Now, I think their old logo on this jersey design might be okay. I wish I could properly accredit who came up with this joke. I don't remember who it was, so if you remember, please tweet it at me. Someone looked at the new Panthers logo and said something like, "This looks like an excellent logo for a home alarm company."
It does.
That's good.
And by the
amazing.
way, the Ottawa Senators have to be sort of mad that they took the rest of their jersey color.
Yeah. It's the Ottawa. Yeah,
It is the Ottawa Senators.
Oh my
jersey.
God! Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Don't like it.
No, not a big fan.
I know as hockey fans we're adverse to change, but I really actually don't like those.
Yeah. It's too European.
I don't mind that. I just think it's too Ottawa Senators.
And
Sens were there. Sens did it.
do you change your gloves to the red? Like, you've clearly made your bed with red. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, but they're still going with the navy gloves. I don't know.
Maybe they just forgot for the photo shoot.
They need
I
a
hope.
stylist, is what they need.
Yeah.
They need an actual stylist.
An actual stylist?
They're not wearing the helmets, but they're actually going to be green. If you didn't know.
Probably.
Okay, guys, let's get to it.
They're not bad.
Okay, we're going to post a link with the show, or Steve's going to tweet it, or whatever, or just Google it.
It's
Google
never
the
going to
freaking...
happen. Just Google it.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Steve
not.
never posts the link. So here's what Jack Johnson said about Phil Kessel. We're going back to 06.
It's tweeted by Bloggy Salming.
05, 06, Bloggy Salming. Still one of my favorites.
Old school.
And this is from Columbus. This is Columbus Scouts, okay? It says the scouts sit through all 109 interviews with players.
Agonizing.
With Williams enters notes from each into the database. But no interview is more important than the Blue Jackets than Kessel's. No prospect has more to win or to lose than he does. Kessel walks into the room.
Sorry, a little bit of context here. This is the 2006 draft. There was talk for a while of Kessel going first overall. Columbus had the 6th pick. Kessel ended up going 5th. But this is obviously before we knew that.
The Blue Jackets are the first of 20 interviews on his schedule. He is barely in his seat when Boyd says, teammates, there's silence. Do you know what I'm talking about? No, says Kessel.
Nah, right?
He most certainly does. Kessel has a reputation for being disliked by teammates wherever he's played. Jack Johnson, 2nd overall in last year's draft, called him a dirtbag during one of his combine interviews. Silence. I don't have a problem with my teammates. More silence. I don't have a problem with Jack Johnson. More silence. I had lunch with him practically every day. What about that
Jack Johnson eats hot dogs?
What about that TV report about the bar serving underage Gophers, which I believe was the Gophers was a team that they played on together?
Yes. Oh, God. Where do the Gophers play? I suck. Is it Wisconsin?
I think so. And it doesn't matter.
Happens
everywhere.
I'm sorry, Americans.
Happens everywhere, Kessel says. Only 18 goals last season when you were compared to Sidney Crosby the year before. And this is not a question, but this is the question they asked me. He said, I was on the 3rd line. We rolled 4 lines. Kessel's time is up. He leaves, seemingly aware that his was a less than stellar performance. Boyd, I'm assuming is the scout, unfazed, hell of a talent. He says to no one in particular. So this is interesting in the sense that why would Jack Johnson call Phil Kessel a dirtbag?
Yeah, let me get a couple things out of the way first. I tweeted a little harshly today after reading that, basically dumping on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, it did sound at the end like the Blue Jackets were still interested in his services, right? Mm-hmm. But what I tweeted was, Phil Kessel, career playoff goals, 23. The amount of playoff goals the Columbus Blue Jackets have as a franchise, just 25. Ooh. In fairness to Phil Kessel, he has played more playoff games. But does that not say mountains more about Jack Johnson than it says about Phil Kessel?
I wonder about that.
You are in what is essentially a job interview and you use it to attack a peer. Mm-hmm. That doesn't... I wouldn't hire that candidate. I don't care how talented they are. That's only going to lead to problems.
And why were they asking him? Why were they asking Jack Johnson, who was drafted the year before, about Phil Kessel the next year?
Yeah,
you get asked a lot of weird stuff. Asked a lot of weird stuff. I remember... I got to look through it. I have such a hard time watching my old stuff, but there are a couple interviews I did that are actually contain really valuable or, pretty interesting information. For example, I interviewed Carter Ashton, I think, shortly after he was drafted by the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round, or it might have been right before he was. It was right before the 2009 draft. Let's go with that. He said at the draft combine, someone asked him what he would do if one of his teammates was gay.
Okay.
It's a pretty invasive question, but he was asked it. Brian Burke famously asks players, how many watches do you own? Stuff like that. Another team asked a prospect, I don't remember who it was, to just get up and do a dance.
What?
Yeah, just get up and do a dance. Just do it. Now, there was a story, or there was one I saw where I was at a draft combine one year. I don't remember... I want to say 2010. I was working for Leafs TV at the time. I think it was the Taylor versus Tyler thing. And we were interviewing lots of prospects, which sucks because they do all their team interviews and then the media wants to talk to you. I got to put on this suit, and none of them have suits that fit properly. Dad, can I borrow a suit for this stupid combine? And then there's people waiting outside the hotel. By the way, they hold this thing in a hotel, and they just got booklets full of things to sign. And all right, here you go. And it's not a fun experience for them by the sounds of it. Oh yeah, and by the way, all these interview things and getting harassed, that's when they don't have shit shoved in their nose, getting asked to do exercises that make them vomit.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a fun experience for a 17 or 18-year-old. Doesn't sound fun. But I was at this combine interviewing players all day, and we get a young man named Ryan Spooner, who is now on the Boston Bruins. And he was so pissed. Like, he was just so visibly pissed before we even started talking to him. And we go, what's the problem? Or we go, is everything okay? And, not quite in these words. I don't remember exactly what he said. He's like, sorry, I just got out with the stupid freaking Islanders. And they were just, asking me all this shit and that. And basically what teams try to do is purposely antagonize you to see how you'd react. Well, I mean, if you're going to go to, like, let's say Toronto, like, I think that'd be in Toronto's best interest. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get people poking you and saying you eat hot dogs every day and calling your mom and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. How are you going to react to it? If I was the Columbus Blue Jackets, I'd be extremely impressed with how Phil Kessel handled that. We were rude to you. We didn't even wait for you to sit down. We're talking about how your teammates hate you. We say that this teammate called you a dirtbag. We're talking about underage drinking and all that. And then you leave thinking you're a schmuck.
Huh. It's a good way to look at it.
Poking and prodding. If I were the Columbus Blue Jackets, I'd say, heck of a talent. And he had no reaction to us being dicks.
That's why he was a good fit in Toronto.
Well, he was their best player for half a decade.
Before we get to Mark Madden and Mike Francesa.
By the way,
okay,
that excerpt is from a book from Gare Joyce called Future Greats and Heartbreaks. He followed the Columbus Blue Jackets around as a wannabe scout, and he wrote a book about it.
Cool.
Gare Joyce
so you want to read the rest of that.
Is giving a shot at stand-up comedy, too. Mm-hmm. He's got more cajones than I do. It's something I would love to try, but God, it's
scary, man.
I'm embarrassed. I don't want to do it. I don't know.
Just so you quickly know, Dean Lombardi was interviewed. He is the Team USA general manager, and they believe that they have assembled the team that can beat Canada. That is a direct quote. He said it's not, you can't just have...
Which Canada?
You can't just have all skill, just like you can't have all grit. This episode should be called this everything in this episode is ridiculous. Because everything is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, I hope the final is Team Some of Europe versus Team Some of Young Guns.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Do you want it to bomb? Like, I kind of want this thing to suck.
I don't want it to bomb. I just think it's going to be...
no, not suck. That's wrong.
No, I don't.
I would like every country involved to lose, though.
It would be hilarious. And I just don't know what... I don't know what it means if one of the countries, like, what does it mean if one of the countries doesn't win?
You're the World Cup champions.
Who is the World Cup champion?
Of what?
You're the World Cup of hockey champions. I mean, you might not be the World Championship champions
so a team
or the
that
Olympic champions.
is assembled once, it can never play together again and represents nowhere in particular.
Oh, like if Young Guns or Europe wins?
Young Guns.
What does it mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What anthem do they play?
I told you, it's Jesse's pick, Yas Bitch, from Nicki Minaj.
Oh, okay.
It's clearly Yas Bitch.
Either of them?
Yes. There is no other choice. That is the best goal song ever.
So no matter what, if they win, if it's Some of Young Guns versus Some of Europe, they just have to play Nicki Minaj.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Do we want to listen to Mark Madden's comments about Toronto from yesterday's show?
Do we play this first or Mike Francesa first? Because Jesse is so hot and bothered about this Mark Madden clip.
It's better than anything Francesa's ever said.
Wow.
So we got to go with Francesa first.
All right. Easily. Well, the reason I wanted to go with
first.
With thing is because I believe it has something to do with the World Cup. But it's okay. We'll come back to it.
Oh, okay.
No, it calls out Steve personally. He says, Steve Dangle.
What?
Maybe we should just hold off.
We should hold off.
No,
if that was your child,
all right, now this is what Mike had to say. Mike Francesa.
What a tease! Jesse, you do hang out with Adam every day, huh? Oh my goodness!
This is what Mike Francesa had to say about the gorilla incident. And the reason we're listening to this,
I on purpose didn't listen to this because the headline said Mike Francesa talks about a gorilla.
Is people are more worried about the gorilla than the kid? That is the. God bless RN's
Can you read
funhouse.
that one more time?
People are more worried about the gorilla than the kid? All right, here we go.
Could you imagine if that was your child in there? You're going to have people who are going to say, wait a second, I'm worried about the gorilla. When your kid's in there, basically maybe seconds from having his head crushed. We live in a world now where you are going to be more concerned with the gorilla than you are the little boy. What's wrong with you people? They're thinking about him. He fell into an area where he's in there with a gorilla who is dragging him around the habitat, and you're telling me you're worried about the gorilla's welfare? What is wrong with you?
Now, no matter
Do
where
we-
you stand on this debate,
Yeah, do we get into the
No.
gorilla?
no. Because
Here,
the only
I have
answer
one-
is the zoo should not have allowed for a freaking 3-year-old or 4-year-old to be able to get into the thing.
Yeah.
End of story.
My one sentence is the two individuals in the story least at fault are the 4-year-old and the gorilla.
Yes,
Everyone else can
has fault. And that's where we're going to leave it.
kiss my ass.
Because quite frankly, we don't need your memes.
Yeah.
And we don't need anyone else's opinions on this. I didn't realize.
you're going to talk about a gorilla?
Did you see the Fuck Jerry post, which was like, it was like, I didn't realize that I knew so many zoologists. like people debating what the gorilla was going to do as if they knew. Like,
That was hilarious. You know
Who
what?
are you?
I feel terrible for the
The gorilla looked like it was going to hug the kid.
I know. I guess
that happens all the time.
I guess we're officially into it, but
Thanks, Jan from Burlington.
yeah, no,
Jan married to Joe.
The gorilla was saving it, guys. Life isn't Tarzan. I hate to tell you, but that gorilla wasn't voiced by Rosie O'Donnell.
No.
Okay, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking
Phil
about.
Collins wasn't putting on the soundtrack in the background.
Yeah, I don't care what friggin' Instagram page you follow that told you that baby was going to be fine. Odds are, no.
Now, if that kid had died,
Yeah.
if the kid had died,
We'd still be talking about the gorilla.
would anybody have said? Would anybody have said? Well, at least it wasn't the gorilla.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Yes.
Oh my god! I'm just.
Because people are fucked. Anyway, so we officially got into it.
But we're leaving
it's
it now.
okay. We're about to get into potentially the best thing ever, according to Jesse.
All right, so this is Mark Madden on his show 2 days ago. It's from May 30th.
Now, by the way, one person tweeted this at me. One.
I didn't listen to it.
We were saying, for you to heard this, you would have had to first listen to us, live in Pittsburgh, and also listen to Mark Madden.
Yes.
And be in the car
and
at the
also
time.
somehow have the iHeartMedia player.
I
there
feel
you
like
go.
there aren't a
So,
lot of
geo-blocked.
crossover.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of crossover listeners.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
One person tweeted this at me. I tried to listen to it, and it would not work.
It works here. All right, are we ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
Mark Madden, everyone, on Toronto.
Team USA roster for the upcoming Pretend Olympics. So the Toronto paper says that Kessel has questionable character, but doesn't define exactly what's questionable about it. And Steve Simmons, the guy who wrote this, is the same guy who fabricated a story that Kessel would buy a hot dog from the same vendor in Toronto every day. That was in the Toronto Sun last year. It was proven to be fabricated.
Can you pause for
because
a sec?
Kessel lived nowhere near the hot dog stand.
So I'm pretty sure, was this recorded the day of game one? Because it sounds like
30th.
he's in a bar.
He is in a bar. Yeah.
Now, I was thinking to myself, because I was in a different bar that had a different show recording in it. How loud you would have to talk just to hear yourself enough to broadcast a show.
Well, that's why you have headphones on.
You gotta have damn strong headphones, Adam. But let's talk about the hot dog stand that was proven to be fabricated.
That's literally how he's talking.
The Toronto Sun needs to check their facts. Show some class and learn the facts.
Be more like ESPN.
Imagine being at the table closest to that.
If you're front row at the Mark Madden concert, you are covered in spit.
Here, you and Jesse just try to have a nice casual, like a nice cordial conversation over some nachos.
Jesse, your beer looks
So we got
really
this
cool.
clown
Thank you so much.
in Toronto.
Jay's place
He
tonight.
allegedly
Yeah,
writes for a
I'm
newspaper
Yeah.
called, I think it's the
Did you wanna
Toronto
get a
Sun.
picture,
That's
or-
exactly what he should be
Yeah, I
fired
think
into.
we should call over
And
the
he's
waiter, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good
Smack
idea.
talking
Maybe I'm thinking
Phil
Rolling
Kessel. He
Rock.
is
What did you say?
fabricating
Rolling Rock.
stories
I think I said-
about him
what did I
eating
say?
hot
Hold
dogs
hold on.
every
Local
day.
Pittsburgh beer.
They don't
Excuse me,
realize
sir.
this
Excuse
is
me, sir.
Yeah, I am broadcasting a radio show. I am a broadcaster.
Hey, what number are you in the ratings? Because
Number 1, 2 and 3. The whole podium's mine, buddy.
nobody knows more about podiums than I do.
This is the super geniuses world. You're all privileged enough to be hearing it.
All right,
Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
let's continue. So he's talking about the hot dog. Jesse wants to reset the camera here. We'll let him do that.
I hope that was all recording. Was it? Okay.
All right, here we go.
And he's not going to drive 45 minutes across town to get a friggin' hot dog.
Done.
The guy just made up the story. It was a protracted fat joke.
Protracted.
Make no mistake, when you tell a story about an athlete eating a hot dog every day, that's a thinly, no pun intended, thinly disguised fat joke. So F Toronto, F the Toronto media, F all the bloggers up there, F everything about that place. It's the phoniest hockey town ever. They wouldn't know a good player or a winning team would hit him in the head. Period.
Whoa!
Hold up.
F the bloggers!
F the bloggers!
Isn't this the same guy who told him to trade Malkin?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that the first introduction we
By the
had
way,
from him?
That's happening again.
He's saying that, or
Not him, actually. Kyprios said that he thinks the Penguins might explore that in the summer.
Oh, wow. It's-
Because that's what you do.
well,
After
you made
Stanley
the
Cup
finals. Time to fuck it up.
You know what?
might as well.
And you know what? Like people do yell and scream about Kyprios because they don't like some of his opinions. But I mean, when it comes to trade deadline, that guy's breaking shit. So
yeah, I think he
mean,
knows what he's talking about.
I think he's saying that because he heard something, not because he wants to make an outlandish.
I wonder if he
Yeah.
heard that across town.
Yeah.
there are lots of rumors about PK Subban getting traded. I don't think that actually means anything's going to happen. Wow, F the blogger. I thought he said Steve Dangle. You got my hopes up, you asshole.
Is that all he had to say?
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay, good.
That's
I mean, we don't want to give him any more time.
It's the most phony hockey town. Oh, that guy. I would never want to broadcast like from a busy bar like that.
Oh, it's fun.
Unless they were,
It's fun.
I'm going to say it, 3, 2, 1, there to see you.
Right.
I imagine it would be a really rough time having to yell and scream that loud just to hear yourself. All you're trying to do is do a show, and how long is that show? Is it 3 hours? Holy smokes! Like, what color was he by the end of that show?
And I wonder too,
Was he the Mauve Avenger?
if he
Hey Arnold fans?
imagine going into, we call them air checks in the biz. Imagine going into an air check,
Hot air checks.
where you have to listen back to your own tape, your own recordings, and your program director, your boss, has to tell you how you did and what you want to improve on, what you don't. What do Mark Madden's air checks sound like?
When you get to that level, like, do you have them?
Yeah, when you get to mid-market American radio. No offense, Pittsburgh. When you get to mid-market afternoon radio.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, as someone who broadcasts in the afternoon in the third biggest media market in Canada and the United States, I might have something to say about that. Breakfast television. I'm sorry, if there's one thing that I might know, and I'm not saying that makes me great. I'm just saying, when you get to what level?
Ooh.
Because going on the air and polarizing people and making ridiculous statements that have no basis in fact. I mean,
Adam, did you just big shot Super Genius?
I believe I stepped to him.
Is this because you're one of the bloggers that he was talking about?
Well, I'd have to actually have a blog or write blogs for that to happen. No,
I mean, podcasters, bloggers, it's all the same thing.
I guess I am.
right.
I guess I am.
Going around town saying you're better than me.
Yeah.
Prove it. How about you prove it?
And here's the thing. I actually, for part of that, agree with Mark Madden.
That's it. I mean,
It is a thinly veiled fat joke.
Yeah.
It is he nailed it. He's absolutely right. And that's the funny thing about this is that if he wasn't so obtuse, which is not a thinly veiled fat joke, it's just his personality. If he wasn't so obtuse about it, I go, that's a good point. Except for the fact that you just painted an entire city with one brush. With its you put an entire city behind literally probably the most polarizing sports figure, writer at least, in this city. Steve Simmons. And I would say that to Steve. I'd say you're probably the most polarizing out of all of them.
and he'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, and he probably is okay with that. Now,
He'd be real interesting to have back on.
You've now tried to argue that the entire city of Toronto goes, yep, sure do believe that fabricated story.
You know what, though? In Mark Madden's defense there, okay, so there are certain ways to go viral. Mm-hmm. There are trends, certain things you can do, and it's probably going to pick up speed. If you make a crying Jordan meme, odds are
You'll make $0.
you will make zero. But you'll make all the theoretical South Park dollars.
True.
In fact, Jesse's resetting the battery right now. You can put a crying Jordan meme over this little snippet of the show.
You should just a crying Steve meme. That's what we need. Crying Steve.
People have already sent me crying Jordan Steve memes.
Do they exist?
To just put crying Jordan over my face.
Oh, that's funny.
Because that's all you do with crying Jordan. So that'll gain some traction. The other thing I've noticed over the past month, insult Toronto in any way, shape, or form.
Oh.
Any way, shape, or what was the site that had Toronto as the other? Was it
CBS
ESPN?
Sports.
CBS Sports.
Yeah.
Oh.
And by
Change
the way,
it to the Raptors. Dude, if I'm
They got-
CBS Sports, I'm going, give it a minute.
They got our
Just wait.
mayor.
they're brilliant.
Oh, and then John Tory's got to say something. Then friggin'
Brilliant.
Dad's got to say something. Norm Kelly.
Norm
I
Kelly.
called him Dad
Dad!
because I forgot what his name was for a sec.
No, honestly, we are a sensitive group here. A very sensitive group.
No, we're freaking not. I'll give you 10 reasons why we're not a sensitive group. I'm going to get everyone to tweet you that we're not a
And
sensitive
you won't
group.
believe number 9.
All right? Fuckface.
F Toronto, F the fans, they're phony.
That should be on the friggin' coat of arms for Toronto. You got that, fuckface?
You know what
The picture of Mel Lastman offending people.
What blows
There's all kinds of stuff.
blows
tag.
my mind about this whole thing. Blows my mind about this whole situation is that Mark Madden couldn't be more opposite to what the average person in Pittsburgh is like.
Oh my God! I wrote about it.
Like
I wrote about it yesterday. Like people walking up to Sharks fans, going, "Hey man, like good luck in this
luck
one.
tonight.
Good luck. Like hope you have fun. Hey, did you come from California? Wow, you're a dedicated fan. That's really cool. You know, I got family out there.
Like you want to pinch everyone's cheeks.
The meanest
They're
thing.
the nicest people.
The meanest thing I saw said to Sharks fans was someone brought a sign that said Sharks fans like Nickelback. That was it. Oh, and the other encounter I saw was a Sharks fan walks into a bar. People go, boo. And I hear this guy at the back, shut the fuck up. That was it. That was the meanest thing I heard all
Wow.
day. That was the meanest thing I heard all day.
Well, this is the point, right?
Because they just live kind of in a nice city on the water.
I feel like he's just a spectacle of a human being because nobody else is like that.
I'm the main event.
Like it's just
Sting learned everything about the entertainment wrestling industry from me.
he
The
literally
bat, that was me. The face paint, also me. He does all his broadcasts with face paint. Does he descend from the rafters whenever he does a bar appearance? Holy shit! I am so entertained by this man.
he's great. He's great. And
I wish I had the chance to say hi, man. I wish I had the chance.
Well, I mean,
to say. Supposedly I was pretty close to him, but
Were you?
Supposedly.
Oh, I guess he was broadcasting from a sports bar nearby.
Yeah.
You know what I do want to do? I do want to go. We want to. There's a couple road trips that the show has always talked about wanting to take. We got to do it in Ottawa this year, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, so much fun.
That was awesome.
We want to do Montreal really badly.
Definitely want to do
We
Montreal.
want to do Boston really badly.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, we have got to do. And I know that we were going to do the hot dog party there. I can't get it off work, and neither can Jesse. If had there been a weekend game, we would have been able to pull it off this weekend.
It kind of sucked because we were all like, yeah, this is happening. And then the schedule came out. We're like,
That's not happening. Yeah. And the only reason I can't take off time now is because I've got 2 weeks off in like 3 weeks. So I can't
go to England.
To go to England,
not just to putz around your house.
Exactly. So it's not like if I didn't have any time off coming up soon, I could have definitely taken the time off. So we can't do that, but we can still have a PPP party. And I say next year, we find out where Mr. Madden is.
Yes.
And we go to that sports bar and we put we get a beer, we get a hot dog maybe, and we just sit there and we watch front row.
Enjoy the ambiance. You just listen and learn, Adam. What are you laughing at over there?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at, Toronto sports fan hat?
Phony.
Trying to have a beer in the bar. Someone's spitting a lot.
Yeah, you guys lost in the American League series last year. You must be real proud. You got so close. You throw a parade for that too. It's a city of losers. In Toronto, fake hockey fans, fake
so
baseball fans, fake basketball fan. What other second-rate sports they have up there?
It's scary because thinking if Steve just wanted to go in that direction, he could.
You could, Steve.
Oh my God!
It's
not hard to do.
You have the power of the dark and the light, and if you were a Star Wars fan, you would get why that's interesting. But you can either be the Luke Skywalker of this situation, or you can be the Darth Vader.
Imagine your job was just antagonize bees. And all you had to do was kick a beehive and then go behind soundproof glass.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's literally like being able to pee on people's shoes and not have anything come back at you.
If you get on the air and just go, fuck you know how many people are going to call in and go, no, fuck you. Fuck you, fucking asshole. Like, it's not, I don't think that's hard to do.
No.
I don't think that's...
You should do it. Get all the clicks.
What do you think a Mark Madden interview sounds like? Do you think he interviews people? Does he yell questions through the phone, down the phone line at someone? How much... Here's the thing. The true mark of a great show is when an interview comes on and the show doesn't change. The interviewee becomes a part of the show. I wonder if, he ever has an interview.
Sidney Crosby on the Mark Madden show.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Imagine Phil Kessel and Mark Madden.
It's probably happened.
Does he get fired on his show?
I don't think so, man. I don't know.
It's just, it's a sports show.
But
sports shows get... Dude, even we've had sports guests.
Yeah, but I think... The difference is that we don't go around, we're wrong sometimes, but we don't go around attempting to be wrong for personal gain.
Oh yeah, we're wrong just by accident.
Yeah.
We're wrong out of pure ignorance.
There is there's a trend right now and I see it a lot more in American radio, but you're starting to see it up here too, where people intentionally are wrong just because they know it'll enrage people. Like Rush Limbaugh the other day said, "Oh yeah? Yeah? Here's what I got to say about the gorillas."
Oh, yeah!
So you feel sympathy
Rush
for the...
Bayless.
Rush Bayless, really.
Stephen A. Limbaugh.
He said, yeah? Well, you think that humans came from gorillas? Well, if that were true, why are there gorillas?
Oh, no.
Fucking mic drop, Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. You know what?
He is the most listened to radio personality in America.
If Reese peanut butter cups are actually made of chocolate and peanut butter, why is there still chocolate and peanut butter? Riddle me that, Mr. Scientist. Explain that. Show me the facts. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't.
If you wanna take a quick listen, there's a Sidney Crosby Mark Madden interview.
There is?
I sent it to you.
Oh my God!
I just shook my arm so hard I hurt my elbow.
What's the name of Mark Madden's podcast?
Super Genius
Mark Madden has a podcast?
The Super Genius.
Whoa! Mark Madden, who hates podcasts,
It might. I'm pretty sure it's just the clips of the show.
Be.
Yeah. It's
Better
not a
be.
legitimate.
God forbid anybody was a self-starter.
Do you think a superstar like me would stoop so low as to do my own podcast? How would he say podcast?
Yeah.
Get real. You see, here's me with a couple heroes. Okay, I got the nature boy here in this picture, and the other guy's less popular. I can't remember. I think it's Cactus Jack.
Oh my God! All right, I'm gonna play this interview. Come on.
My guest right now hopes to start a new point streak on Saturday at the Winter Classic.
By the way, how much does Sidney Crosby hate everything going into this interview?
Winter Classic. What year is this?
2010.
Very certain he will. He is the face of the NHL, the greatest hockey player on the planet, and I believe he's selling lip balm from the Pittsburgh Penguins, Captain Sidney Crosby. Sid, is that right? Did I see Sidney Crosby lip balm somewhere?
I don't know. You might have. I didn't know anything about it, but who knows?
It's a good time for the Winter Classic. I think it's a great idea.
It's a good start, guys. The chemistry is breathtaking. That's a good leading question. Go with the lip balm. Go with the lip balm. It's not about the game. Let's talk about the lip balm.
It's just I saw some lip balm somewhere.
Is that right? I saw some lip balms. Did you? I saw several, actually, at the convenience store.
It's like Serena Williams playing tennis against a fan. You get, and the fan just kind of just tries to lob it back.
The thing about asking a question is that when you ask a question in an interview setting, you're hoping for an answer that the guest can give. You're hoping for a response. You're hoping that the guest might go, "Yeah, I have something to say on that particular subject."
Shit! Did I see some Sidney Crosby lip balm out there? Fucking yeah, you did, Mark. You know why? Because I'm the best goddamn hockey player on planet Earth, motherfucker.
That's what he expected.
Here we go.
I guess so. Whoever came up with it, but that's the first I've heard of it.
Sid, what was it like to see the point streak end at 25 games last night? I'm sure you're disappointed, but I'm sure you're more disappointed about the loss.
Yeah, I know. I was obviously disappointed about both. With the point streak.
Hold on. So first off, the lip balm that you didn't approve, Sydney. And now we're going to talk about the fact that you lost your point streak and the game last night. Again, we're on to talk about the Winter Classic. We're on to talk about the Winter Classic. Hey, Sid, you excited about the game? Might work.
No,
you excited you lost?
Listen, okay, I'm not going to take broadcasting advice from some amateur. Okay. It's a little thing called preamble, okay?
Preamble before the freaking break starts.
Oh yeah, do you put your burgers on the barbecue before you defrost them? No. What? You gotta defrost them before, and then you get cooking. Okay, that's what I'm doing here.
That is an Adam Wildism right there, sir.
Yeah, how about?
You're out.
It was something that was pretty fun, and obviously the last few weeks. There have been probably a few times where could have come to an end, but found a way to get a point and keep it going. But the loss was definitely disappointing. It's a team that we knew was going to compete, and knew was looking at that game as a big one for them, and we're coming off. We were going into back-to-back games there, and knew
this is the saddest eulogy I've ever heard.
And unfortunately, didn't get it done. But we've got a big one coming up, and that's on our mind now.
Yeah.
Between the 12-game win streak, 24/7, all the notoriety, do you think every team brings its A game against Pittsburgh?
Oh, for sure. I think...
there you go.
Good question.
Right. There's that passion. Yeah. There's that passion, Sid.
There's a question.
Teams, they know what to expect, and they get up for us. I think that's
This is a 6-year-old interview, by the way.
Yeah.
And last night was a perfect example of that. I mean, we knew it was coming, and then we expected it.
No way!
What? I have his Facebook page open.
Who, Mark Madden?
Yeah. And I scrolled to
He has a Facebook page?
He does have a Facebook page.
Is it a like page or is it a friend page?
It's a like page.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so
there's a quote. Jesse, would you like me to read the quote?
Yes,
Please do. I have to give him credit, by the way. That last question was a good question.
There was after 2 bad ones.
Maybe lead the...
I don't even think it was...
Hey, you got some lip balm with your face on it.
Yeah,
How's
and are you
that?
upset about losing your point streak? How about this? Start with, hey, Sid, excited about the game, and then whatever the heck that question was that I can't even remember.
I've had my fair share of garbage athlete interviews, but you know what?
But if you're on Mark Madden's level, you should already be past that
well,
stage.
you know what? With quotes like the following, I'm going to be listening every day. If I had a dime for every time I turned on the radio and heard someone better than me, I'd have 0 dimes.
He is a character. He goes home and does not. He goes home and goes, well, that was fun. People
have told me it's completely put on, so I don't know. No Nothing's like that in real life. Like I think we talked about this before. Yeah, I'd like to order the Caesar salad with like no one's screaming like that.
Imagine he's
I'm
like,
here to get my oil changed. Yeah, no, it's gonna need what's that, synthetic stuff? Yeah, it's one of those newer vehicles. Gonna need that. Could you throw a tire rotation on there too?
Your Pittsburgh's getting better. It's getting better.
Tire rotation.
I think he might be like, imagine Mark Madden's a liberal.
Yeah, just in hiding.
You know what I mean? Like
he voted for Obama.
He might be.
Obamacare.
That's not a real person.
Yeah.
That's not a real person. Anyway.
Anyways.
All right.
Holy fuck.
Shall we do the press conference?
I got a headache from screaming that much.
I bet.
Imagine being that person.
It's a finely crafted personality that he has. So when I say I stepped to Mark Madden, I really didn't step to him. I stepped to his fake character that he puts on the air. Fair?
He works at a soup kitchen.
I don't doubt that he's probably a very nice man.
He works at a drop-off depot for Skate to Great.
Maybe. Where I mean,
he's that hard ass with a heart of gold from Family Guy. He donated half his paycheck to needy kids.
I think we should.
Let's do the press conference. Let's do that.
All right. We need to mention this in-game promotion that everyone tweeted at me. I think more than the hot dog sandwich thing. The Boston, where the Paw Sox play? Where's the
Pawtucket?
Pawtucket. There we go. Paw Sox and the Bisons have dueling in-game promotions.
Amazing.
Do you have a
Against
guess
each other.
what they might be? Pawtucket, Paw Sox. They play in Boston area.
Pawtucket.
Boston area. I'm trying to give hints here, Adam.
Oh.
I'm trying to give hints here. Buffalo. Buffalo. What do you think they could be doing?
So it's the Bison's promotion?
Bison's promotions. And then the Paw Sox saw that and they're like, hey, we're come back at you because you don't at us.
I think the initial promotion from the Bisons was called Suck It, Pawtucket. And it was just come up with a creative way to tell Pawtucket to suck it. Right?
Just out of
Everybody
nowhere.
shows up
one
the game
does.
with popsicles.
Yeah, or other things. Perhaps a fudge-sicle.
Lollipop.
Perhaps a creamsicle. Maybe even a Tootsie Pop.
Whoa.
Right?
I don't know what that is.
Maybe
What is a Tootsie Pop? I know what Tootsie Roll is.
No, same thing.
Maybe your baby gets a free seat and pacifier. They give out pacifiers sponsored by Honda. Or something. There's a little Honda logo on the pacifier. And that's how they pay for the whole thing.
Your Honda Game Day Suck It pacifier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Pawtucket said, oh yeah! And everyone gets $2 bison burgers.
All right. So,
Okay, that's Steve's guess.
all right.
What do you think?
I think. So hold on. The Bisons are making fun
Bisons
of
had
Boston.
a promo, and then Pawtucket was like, "Hey, you don't do that. We're
You
coming
know
right
what?
back."
I have no guess.
2
I have
minutes where you can't do
nothing.
that?
The Bisons are hosting 2 Saturdays from now. Keep Brady suspended night.
That's funny.
Do you want to know what happens?
God
at
bless
Keep
him.
Brady suspended night.
I like that.
I do.
So, properly inflated footballs will be donated to area youth football programs.
Which is inconvenient. You should probably donate them deflated. That way you can, anyway, they're easier to transport.
You get a discount if you bring a Tom Brady jersey and you turn it in and you don't wear it. Anyone
That's pretty expensive.
Anyone named Tom or Brady will not be allowed entrance until the 4th inning.
Oh, I got it.
That's funny.
And you get a discount if you bring. Oh, we already did that one. Yeah, and undestroyed cell phone donations will be donated to soldiers for charity.
Oh,
there
that's
you
so
go.
good. Wow, that's actually elaborate.
Undestroyed cell phone. That's a really funny promotion. Good
Guys,
for them.
we need ideas. And a bunch of people threw them out. And yeah, let's do them all. All of those.
but
That
it's all
sounds
the
good.
things that tie into the Tom Brady situation.
No, I know.
It's beautiful.
I know, but they could have gone with one of them and they're like, nope.
I feel like they had a moment like we have on this podcast all the time where we just build an idea,
Oh, yeah.
but not in the
And then
cantankerous way.
Pawtucket came back, and the day before, they're going to host Free Brady Friday. So anyone named Tom or Brady will be admitted to the game for free. And then First 3,000 fans get a commemorative plaque card. I don't know what that means, but they get.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo wins because I don't want a commemorative plaque card, but I do want to see a bunch of footballs donated to local youth. I like that.
They could have done. There's something like don't lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls night. Like they could have done something with that.
Yeah, like you could have really struck at the heart of Buffalo.
Yeah,
Don't
free
be
parking
Buffalo
for
night.
everyone who didn't lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls. Something like that.
And a Stanley Cup Final to boot in the same decade.
Oh, Adam.
We could have called it illegal goal night. Illegal goal, but fuck you
Brett
night.
Hull night.
That would have been great.
There you go.
Brett Hull night.
Brett Hull and every quarterback that beat them night. They have Brett Hull throw out the first pitch.
Oh my God, that would be funny.
This is why you hire me, okay? Everyone else, they're just pretending. They're some clown.
You know what? One day, I'm putting it out there in the universe. We're gonna meet Mark Madden, and we're
He's gonna be like the nicest guy. Like,
hey guys, it's really great to meet you. This is a lot of fun.
I'm a big fan.
Really big fan of you. This is kind of cool how we have this rivalry thing going, but I really respect what you guys are doing. And I
that
think this
video
is great.
thing, love it.
love it. Oh, are we recording now? So anyway, thanks for having me on your stupid little show.
So Reddit's wondering.
Lucky I came to your bum town.
Reddit's wondering if we can rename the Florida Panthers affiliate. They are renaming their team, and they're taking suggestions from fans.
Where's the team?
I assume somewhere in the Florida area. I have no idea.
They were in Portland. There was actually a big stink about that. They put in a ton of tax money into keeping
The
team, and then like a year later they pieced.
That's been happening a lot with team owners lately. They just kind of, the government puts a lot of money in, and the team owner goes, "Thanks,
LOL.
thanks. I'm going to build this wherever I want."
It was
do that
the
in good conscience?
Springfield Pirates.
That's why you're successful, Steve. You don't have a good conscience.
Oh, no.
Springfield Pirates, okay?
Yes. So where are we going? Springfield.
Springfield. It's a wonderful town. Well, Isotopes, obviously.
Obviously, the Isotopes.
If not,
I think that already exists.
if not, the Wildcats.
Who are we? The Wildcats. And who are we going to beat? The Wildcats.
Well,
Who's going to win? The Wildcats.
And also, Panthers are actually Wildcats, so that'd be kind of funny.
Okay.
But
Oh my God.
Yeah.
that's what I was
Do we
thinking.
solve it?
Yeah,
got the
I think-
Wildcats.
You like that?
But do we need a funny name?
It needs to be WYLDE cats because I came up with it.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
there it is.
that wasn't a pun. That was just
the Springfield O'Adams.
the Rough Riders.
And then
Call them the Rough
And they will play the Rough Riders.
here I thought they had an American Hockey League team. Turns out they play in the Canadian Football League. Had no idea.
Do you have a potential nickname for the Nylander-Matthews-Marner line?
Okay, we got an N, an M, and another M. M&M.
Eminem.
NMM.
M&M line.
What do you do?
M&M.
What do you do with the N?
Nylanders, Matthews.
There's M, and then there's N.
No, if it was M.
M and N.
But there's
M and N. It's like Guns N' Roses.
God damn it.
no, but you got Nylander's on the wing. Matthews is in the center.
It doesn't matter, Jesse. Eminem works.
No, okay,
M&M.
Jesse, let this happen.
Matthews is playing
It's
center.
the M&N line, and it's in Martin's
It
barn.
is
Oh. See, the amazing thing about the HBK
Yes.
line is that's actually how it's lined up.
Oh,
Yes.
guys, you are thinking this way too. It's the
is
M&M line, and you know it's gonna be.
It is Nylander.
Nobody knows
on the wing.
more about great acronyms than I do.
In
okay?
center.
No, you know what?
And Marner on the wing.
I'm with Jesse. It needs to be the
Sure. Oh, there comes a new line. That has been an unstoppable line all year. I can imagine Jim Houston. That's been an unstoppable line all year.
You can't just flip around.
the knee mama line.
The Marlander fuse line. No.
See, because if Nylander
Fuse.
No, let's not skip over that.
Fuse.
Adam tried something and it did not go well.
Because here's the thing,
Did it though?
I can't. Steve can come up with this shit in his head and then have it come out.
Some people are good at math.
Some people are good at I can't come up with stuff in my head. I gotta sound it out, man.
No, we need t-shirts.
Stupid show. What a dumb show. Why do you listen to this? You could be studying. You could be reading a book.
No more
You
questions.
could be walking through Italy.
Fucking
without
shame
us
on
in your
you.
ears.
Yeah, every time someone sends me that shit, like, oh, I'm on vacation in Italy, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing listening to a podcast? It's Italy. Go drink wine, have pasta, get laid. What are you doing?
There's like so
Ride a gondola. What are you doing?
Eat a fucking tomato right off the vine. They're delicious over there.
Wax a mustache.
Anything.
I was thinking Nylander starts with NY,
Narthuth.
and then
Marlander Thews. I want a jersey that says Marlander Thews. That's what I want my New Leafs jersey to have. Marlander Thews.
Done.
I was thinking Nylander starts with NY. Both Marner and Matthews start with MA. Is it many ma?
Or Mominy. The Mominy line.
Momany.
Mominy and Hominy.
Nemama. That's what I'm saying.
Nemama. I like that.
NY Mama.
The Nye Mama line.
It's a cantankerous mother from New York. The NY Mama line.
It doesn't work, man.
You know,
Listen,
when there's a
Marlander
situation,
Hughes, I think it's gonna. That's got legs. That's gonna catch on.
We solved it.
I can hear it. Go Leafs, go! Marlander Hughes.
how about
Works.
the United Nations? You got a Swede, a Canadian, and an American.
Oh.
The Fuse United Nations.
Final question.
The Fuse United Nations.
Nations. It's nations, isn't it? Nations.
Final question. Trench, I assume, is a little upset.
His name's
So,
Trench.
What WHL
Reddit
team does
name
he
is
play
Trench.
for? Oh, okay.
He's
'Cause
just
he's in the
asking
trenches.
if this episode we can say 3 things nice about the Canucks or Western Canada.
I have tons of nice. I say nice things about Western Canada. I lived in Western Canada. I loved it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard
all
you refer to that wasteland. I've
3
never.
things.
We both started with That's not good.
No.
BC, British Columbia, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And I'm sure it steals people all the time. It stole one of my friends. One of the people the cameraman from all the Nike stuff we did, he came home. We all came home from the Olympics. He went back with his wife, who was pregnant with twins, I think. 2 weeks later, he showed her and he goes, "Isn't this great?" And she goes, "Yep." And they moved out there, and that's where they live now.
Wow, it's amazing that they can afford to live out there.
Yep. Well, he's a really good cameraman.
Well, there you go.
And similarly, also went to Banff. And Banff is one of those places like you can't believe it exists on planet Earth. Like, who got to the top of that mountain and was like, and now let's build a city?
Not even that. It was all there was a hotel and a train track.
That's basically
That was it.
Yeah.
It was the Banff Springs.
A
And it was
giant
like
hotel, too.
right here. Let's put this here. And not only that, people used to go out there and stay for like 4 months at a time.
I don't know if we've ever touched on this show, but you know, there's all kinds of Western Canadian stereotypes. My favorite Western Canadian stereotype is it's full of Australians.
True.
Because Australians, Sasky will attest to this, are just like, let's go look for adventure. And they just travel to Western Canada and find shit to jump off of.
Yeah.
With a snowboard, with skis or whatever. We go to Banff. First of all, we find a Mexican restaurant, which we weren't expecting to find in Banff. Look it up. It's a city in the middle of the mountains. Sure enough, her waiter comes up to us and he's like, "G'day." And I'm like, "Of course you're Australian. Of course you are." So the first thing, Western Canada is beautiful. I'm out.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm kidding. Oh, wait, can we say nice things about the Canucks?
Yes, it said Canucks or Western Canada.
Once your team inevitably gets its head out of its ass and figures it out, you'll have a team with lots of tradable assets and lots of good, solid young parts.
Yep. It doesn't have to be a long turnaround in Vancouver.
No.
It really doesn't.
No.
Just you got to hope that Benning doesn't screw it up too much before the next guy takes over.
Yeah.
I mean that, because that's inevitably that's where we're headed. I think
number 3.
Because with all due respect, he won the cup in Boston without analytics.
Absolutely,
he did. He said we. So
probably is a cup ring. Where's your cup ring?
It's true.
Adam Wildcats.
True. Man, I think Andrew Peters has mine.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Never heard back.
Didn't think so.
Number 3, they send lots of mean Facebook comments, so they have great internet.
Oh wow!
They have great internet.
Just trying to enrage the people.
What?
I will say 3 nice things. I have 10 nice things, but I can say I'm going to say 3.
BC is very temperate.
Saskatchewan is hard to spell.
Is Saskatchewan Western Canada?
Anything west of Ontario is Western Canada.
I hate when Winnipeg.
Manitoba would say. I think they would say they're central.
Manitoba talking about Western Canada.
But Saskatchewan is definitely Western Canada, without question.
Okay, fine.
You try telling someone from Saskatchewan that they're not from Western Canada. They will impolite.
Oh yeah!
They'll be like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm too polite to swear at you." But,
you don't disrespect Saskatchewan. I'll say something nice.
Okay, cool. It was maybe it was my turn, but
maybe fuck off. No, you go.
No, go, buddy.
No, please go ahead.
No.
Please, okay, we're being very Western Canadian about this. Adam, you go.
You need to go and say your 4th thing.
No, you go
say
ahead.
It.
No, because I always take too long.
No, say it.
My 4th thing, you passive-aggressive fuck.
I'm just saying.
So my first ever flight was to Regina, Saskatchewan in the middle of December, which is when you want to fly to Regina, Saskatchewan.
Yep.
I was sitting next to some guy in the plane. He might as well have been Brent Butt from Corner Gas, the way he was talking to me. And my first ever flight, I'm waiting for my luggage. I finally get it, and I'm standing outside the airport, very confused looking. And he goes, his wife pulls up to pick him up. And he goes, "Hey, you want a ride to your hotel?"
Wow.
And I took it. Against, by the way, you shouldn't do that.
You didn't get murdered.
In Saskatchewan, though, the rules are different.
If they murdered me, where would you ever find me?
That's very true.
Where would you ever find me? But no, I called, home on the phone. I was like, so here's where I am, just in case I die. But they gave me like a nice tour of Saskatchewan. They're like, and here's this park, whatever. It's the largest inner city park in North America. A lot of people think it's Central Park, but it's actually this one. And over here is blah, blah, blah. And no, we're at your hotel. Here you go. You have a great stay.
Yeah, and you'll never see them again. But that's the impression people from Saskatchewan always leave you with. You may never see them again, but for whatever reason, they're kinder than your own family.
In my heart forever.
Okay, here's my nice things about Western Canada. It is, I can't say it's. Here's the thing.
It's always good to start with a sigh.
I want to say this properly and do it justice. There are 2 places in Canada that I find to be the most beautiful. One of them is Nova Scotia.
And the other is in front of me.
The other is that mountain range, the Rockies between BC and Alberta. And specifically, Steve, you can't believe that Banff's a place. I can't believe that Lake Louise is a place.
Never been to Lake Louise.
And I can't believe that Jasper Park is a place. The Jasper Park Lodge was one of the most beautiful places I ever stayed. The Lake Louise was, I mean, so beautiful, like romantic and amazing and beautiful. Can you guys both fuck off for 1 second?
Steve has something to say.
Fuck off with your shit to say.
Steve has something
I
to
lived
say.
out there. Let me get poetic about it, okay? All right?
No, I just wanted to point out number of nice things said about the Canucks. 1.
Fair. Okay, fair. But honestly, it's the most beautiful part of the country. Number 2, people. And we just said it about Saskatchewan. People are extraordinarily nice. I've never actually been to Vancouver to stay. I'm going out this summer for a friend's wedding. But I'm excited for that. I've been through the airport, but that's about as far as I can go. So I can't say much, but I can tell you that everybody I've met from Vancouver has been extraordinarily nice. So that's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Except for our producer, Jesse.
Yep. I love Western Canada. I love Drumheller, Alberta. It is amazing. It's got the sickest dinosaur museum you've ever seen.
No,
it's enormous.
it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It absolutely doesn't.
Yes, it does. It does, because they found the
Bullshit.
Allosaurus out there.
Isn't there an Alberta
Which is the second, the Allosaurus, yeah.
Oh.
That's the one that
They didn't spell that right.
it's the
I had a
secondary
book when I was
T-Rex.
5 and
it's
it said
it's the level
Albertosaurus.
under T-Rex. It's like a
Oh, so it's
terrifying
not
predator.
as good as us.
We didn't have a T-Rex.
Who has the Raptors?
Oh.
No. No, don't high five that.
Yeah, Toronto!
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say, Drumheller, Alberta, I love you. I love you so much.
That was
I love the
really
dunes.
aggressive high
I love
five.
the old railway bridge. I love the bar that's 110 years old that has actual gunshot wounds in it or gunshot holes in it.
That's cool.
still there. That's a real thing. Real thing. And I don't think there's I don't think if I had all the money in the world, I don't think there's a place in the world that I would pick over Alberta to get married. Other than Alberta, but I can't afford to go out there and bring our whole family out there. But if I had trust fund money where I was suing my dad, if I had that kind of money,
If you had suing your dad money.
if I had suing my dad over his money, I would definitely fly my entire family
how
out
that's
there,
a
and we
level
would
of
get
money.
married in Lake
suing
Louise.
your dad
Yeah,
money.
it's
Yeah.
a level. It's a tier.
Suing your dad money.
What
Yeah.
tax bracket is suing your dad money? Above the law is what it is. Well, I guess directly
yeah.
complying with the stupid ass law.
It's a beautiful place full of beautiful people. I don't agree with what the Canucks are doing. I do find that Western Canadians can be a cantankerous bunch about Toronto teams. I don't particularly blame them because the spotlight tends to be somewhat Toronto focused. But at the same time, I also think Toronto fans do ourselves a disservice with being sensitive assholes sometimes. What? But I think you can find
asshole!
that. I think you can find that about any fan base in any sport, anywhere.
3 things nice about Vancouver.
Canucks?
You got cool jerseys.
No.
You know how to riot well.
Oh,
Jesse.
Jesse.
The stadium
Jesse
looks
Blake.
nice on TV.
Would you say there are
What
riots?
looks nice on TV?
The stadium.
Oh.
I was talking about BC Place, new one for the Lions.
Oh.
Hey, you know
looks
how
cool.
to throw.
You
know
could
who
have picked
throws a good-
Rogers Arena,
No.
Brainwave.
No.
You know who throws a good riot is Montreal.
Oh, Adam.
What?
By the way, do you live in constant fear of what's going to happen in Toronto if anything
Oh,
good or
oh,
bad
Jesus.
happens?
My God.
I
Terrified.
I live in constant fear of that.
Terrified. I feel like whether the Leafs win or lose the Stanley Cup, whenever it happens, there's going to be a riot.
I don't know.
There's going to be a riot. There is. And
not
I'm
gonna-
terrified
it's not
of
gonna
what
be,
that you have to, if you are the city and you don't bring in the military, because there are so many people. Come on.
Do you think Maple Leaf Square was designed with that in mind?
Maybe
I kinda do.
Limit the people? The amount of people?
Not limit them, but contain them.
I don't even think that's going to help. There's just too many people.
Yeah, it might help a bit.
If you could fit 25, 30,000 people in there, that's a lot of people to try to control. And like I said, right after they lost to Boston, I literally saw a cavalry charge into a crowd of people that were starting to start a riot. I saw 8 cops on horses ride directly into a
the
crowd
Leafs.
of people. Yeah. And that was the first round.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Now that was one of the most disastrous games.
Jurassic Park went well.
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went great.
Yeah.
But
Not
Raptor fans,
the
Not
Leafs.
like
bit of a different range.
Yeah.
I think Raptors fans are, quite honestly, a little more respectful. When I see Raptors fans online, they're far more respectful. They're positive. Super, super positive.
It's true. Anyways.
Perennial underdogs, though.
So we'll leave you with that. We'll be back again next Tuesday. So we will see you there. And hopefully in the meantime, we'll have some more interesting non-suing your family related topics to discuss.
geez.
I know. I'm sorry for bringing the show down, guys. That just makes me angry.
Well, you're not bringing the show down. It's just crazy.
It just makes me angry. Like, earn your fucking money.
And by the way,
goddammit.
shout out to Holden who wrote.
what did he do, Australian Adam?
Holden who wrote at Steve Dangle at Adam Wild, quote, "Our listeners are smart and the best, and we appreciate them, and we do, and we say that often."
I'm going to retweet that shit.
The
right
listeners,
now. Right
nice bitch dog pylon.
now. Where's that? Where's that?
He's right. Holden, you are right.
That is how this show works.
I am definitely.
By the way,
retweeting
Holden,
that.
you
There
cheer
it
for the
is.
Broncos, which unfortunately is the wrong team. The wrong team.
Their Super Bowl ring is plugging their ear. You're trying to talk into their Adam.
Hey, all right.
What?
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.